Welcome again to our part 2 of major causes of mental health issues. Time we had looked at one cause, which is unmet primal needs, and if you look at our previous video, you will see that we discussed in depth this one cause, that is unmet primal needs. And if I can refresh our memories, one of the need was the need to give and receive attention, mind and body connection. We also looked at the need for purpose, goals and meaning. We also looked at the need for community or making a contribution. And we also looked at challenging opportunities. We also looked at need for intimacy. We also looked at the need for control. We also looked at the need of status. We also looked at the need of safety and security. And so today I just wanted us to look at how do you know that you are meeting these needs? And one thing you have to know about our brains are, always in equilibrium. And when a challenge comes, that equilibrium is disturbed. So what happens with our brains will try to look for that equilibrium. And that will cause a lot of anxiety. And that is why, for example, when I say the need for control, if you had plans, that you had said this month I want to do this, or this year I want to achieve ABCD, and you see the year moving on and you are not achieving those needs or those plans that you had, or everything is out of place, and maybe you do not have enough finances, you cannot pay your house rent, that makes you feel so anxious because you feel you are not in control. You are not in control of the timings. You are not in control of the seasons. You are not in control of the happenings. Because as human beings, there's a way we plan ourselves. The way we say you set your own goals. When you are not achieving these goals for a long time, your brain begins to try to find that equilibrium so that you can make sense of things. And so it causes a lot of anxiety. And if that anxiety is not addressed for a long time, then you will find yourself having challenges with mental health. And so it's always important to ask yourself, why am I having anxiety today? Journaling is a powerful tool of doing that. You sit down with yourself, you call yourself to a quiet time, and you ask yourself, why am I feeling anxious today? Why am I feeling this sense of anxiety? And you write down the possible causes of that anxiety. Let me tell you, once you establish the cause of that anxiety, it gives you a sense of peace. And even if you've not addressed it, it will already give you a sense of peace. And then now you start working at ways of now addressing the source of this anxiety. And so one of the questions you need to ask yourself to see if you are meeting the basic primal needs. These are needs that we are born with. We are born with, and somehow it's natural part of us. We need to meet them as we grow. From a child to adulthood, we always need to meet these needs. And so one of the needs we said is acceptance, whereby you feel you are a part of group and there are people who accept you, there are people who love you for who you are, there are people who don't judge you. And this is something very important for your mental health, because the same people who accept you, the same people who don't judge you, are the same people you reach out to when you are struggling with some things in your life. And you need these people in your life. And so you need to ask yourself, how often do you get to meet with friends? And are these the right friends? Because you might have, a network of even, 20 people that you know and interact with, but are they really your friends? Friends should be authentic. Friends are people who will keep your secrets, who will go out of their way to be there for you. Friends are people who will call you. Friends are people who will reach out to you, who will be there for you when you are struggling, when you have struggles in your life. And so friend is just not anyone. It is someone you are sharing a bond with. And these people are very important. You need to have a friend. And the first important friend that you need to have in your life is God. When Jesus is your friend, there are things that you will not struggle with, because even if you do not have any other friend around you, you can always run to him with those tears, with those disappointments. He will not judge you, Jesus, It's not like, the earthly friends who sometimes might judge you. I'm not saying that every friend will judge you, but we have seen these things. So one of the most important friends I have in my life is Jesus. He will not judge me. I can run to him at any time. I can cry tears to him, and he will give me a sense of peace as I spend some time with him during those times that I feel overwhelmed. And probably other friends. I also have other, friends in my life that I can always run to. So you need to ask yourself this question. And if you cannot answer it, then it means that, there's a problem and you need to do something about it. Number 2, can you and your partner or close friends talk together? If you've looked at our previous videos, you can tell us very clearly what this need is that we are trying to meet when we are asking that question. And this is the need of intimacy. Intimacy is not only with your spouse, but this is someone that you are very close with. Very close with. You share intimate details of your life. And intimacy can also mean, that closeness with God. This is so important, because when you are hurting, you need that intimate friend that will not judge you when you are breaking down. Because in this life, there are times that you will break down, you will be overwhelmed, and you will need someone you can break down before. Maybe you are married and your husband is that intimate partner that you can break down before, or your wife, And so this is a question you need to ask yourself. Can you talk? Do you have that person that you can talk freely with and share those intimate things in your life? Number 3, who do you talk to when you feel overwhelmed? This is so important for your mental health. That is why we keep on saying, have a network of authentic friends that surround you. It's very important. Have mentors that you can always reach to. You might not be able to have those friends, but you have a mentor in your life to reach out to, feeling overwhelmed. Number 4, how are you sleeping? How is your sleeping patterns? When you stop sleeping well, when you go to bed and you cannot fall asleep, or you keep waking up and you are anxious, it shows that is a sign that you are struggling with mental health challenges, and you need to reach out immediately before these things become worse. So you need to ask yourself, how is your sleeping pattern? And if your sleeping pattern is not okay, reach out. Just know that there is a problem. And especially if your sleeping pattern was okay, and then now all of a sudden you are struggling with sleep, and you are struggling with falling asleep, and you are spending the day feeling sleepy and tired because you couldn't sleep at night, and you were just thinking and you couldn't stop thinking. And I'm not saying the sleep disturbances that come once in a while, because sometimes when you have stress or an issue, sometimes a particular night you might not sleep well, but it means that you've not been able to sleep 1 day, 2 days. It has come to a week, it has come to 2 weeks. That is dangerous, and you need to reach out. Number 5, are you happy with your diet? Remember when we talked of the primal need of the body and mind connection? That is one of them. Even the exercise is one of them. When you're not healthy, when you're not sleeping well, obviously you will struggle with mental health challenges. In fact, when you do not sleep well, you become grumpy, not as patient. And even when you've not exercised, is not feeling okay, and your body is not healthy, sometimes this can also cause mental health struggles. So I encourage, all of us, me included, I know we all struggle with keeping our bodies healthy, but it is important for our mental health. How much exercise are you getting? Still again, mind and body connection. Is there anyone you feel really understands you? Intimacy again. It is very important to feel understood. It is very important to feel you've not been judged. Let me tell you, one of the things that make people struggle with mental health or make people to end their lives is when you feel nobody understands you. And you are like, there's no point of sharing, there's no point of reaching out, because anyway, nobody understands me. Nobody, is there for me. When you feel such feelings, they can drive you to mental health issues. And many young people have committed suicide because of this. They feel maybe their parents do not understand them, their peers do not understand them, their teachers do not understand them, and they feel they are alone, totally alone. And what happens to them? They give up, and they decide to end their lives. So when you start feeling this way, please reach out. Please reach out. Make sure you reach out. Number 7, these questions are 10. Is there anyone you feel really understands you? That one we've handled. Do you have a clear sense of where you want to take things in life? Who can guess what that need is? This is the need of purpose and goals. Very important. When you do not have goals in life, obviously, when challenges come, you'll have no reason to fight. You have no reason, to keep on going, and you will be like, what is my need, this earth? Remember, the Bible keeps on telling us that before God created that, He knew us. Yes, so you need a sense of purpose. You need to know who you are. Self-awareness. We talked about self-awareness in one of our videos. Knowing who you are, knowing your goals, knowing where you are going. Very important. So I encourage all of us to have goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, so that your life will be guided even as you pray and even as you trust God. Another question you ask is, do you feel excited in your life? When that excitement starts going away about life, that is mental health issue you are struggling with. Why did that excitement, where did it go? And you need to really call a meeting between yourself. When did the rain start beating me? When was the last time I felt excited about life? And what happened in my life so that I stopped being excited about life? Because we should be excited about life, especially when we have a clear sense of where we are going, of who you are. You are excited about whatever is happening in your life, So when you stop feeling excited about your health, just realize that there is an issue that needs to be addressed and you need to reach out. Do not ignore that. That is a red flag. And the last question is, what are you looking forward to? Again, what is that need? The need of purpose and goals. Again, having a purpose is very important for your mental health. Having goals is very important for your mental health, because you will always know where you are going and you will always know where you are in your life, and you will not give up. So those are the 10 questions. I hope this week you will meditate on those questions, you will put answers on those questions, and share with us what your responses were. Or you can share with someone that you trust, and reach out to the right support if you feel you need to. God bless you. See you next time. Shalom.